And now this. A German court will get to rule on Berlin's big bailout of all those broke countries like Greece and Spain and others. All right, he's here. Don't you? No,
You're tempting me.
I know I am. It's deliberate. Now look, nothing like that happens in America. Over there, the courts can say, the German court can say, hey, you, the European Central Bank, you're out of bounds. That's not in your charter. You're not allowed to go out there printing money like this.
Well, sort of. The German Constitutional Court could say to Chancellor Merkel, you cannot participate in this fund. It could not stop the European Central Bank from doing what it wants to do involving other countries because this court's jurisdiction ends at the borders of Germany. But it is a constitutional court with real authority that really can stop the government from doing things which it finds are contrary to the German Constitution. And it permits members of parliament to challenge the behavior of the executive branch. So could you imagine Senator Rand Paul filing a complaint with the Supreme Court of the United States challenging many things that President Obama wants to do, and the Supreme Court hearing those challenges?
Yes, I can imagine.
That's very tempting. But we don't have that system here. We have something called standing, which makes it difficult for you to get the right to challenge the government. In Germany, any other member of the government can challenge what the chancellor wants to do. They will probably rule tomorrow, and as you said, they will probably permit the government to participate this. If they don't, well, you would know better than I what will happen to the bonds and to the euro.
But that's Europe. I don't understand why. Look, in America, I've always been told that you can sue anybody for anything, anytime. So why can't any member of the government or any member of any citizen of the United States sue the Federal Reserve and say, hey, we don't want you printing money like this. We don't think you should be allowed to do it constitutionally.
Because the Supreme Court has already permitted it. Not this court, not anybody on the court right now. And they will say, you know what, our predecessor court heard this. We're not going to review it.
Wait a minute.
But Stewart...
So what you're admitting is that your constitutional position on the printing of money by the Federal Reserve has already been challenged in the courts.
And I have already lost. Yes.
You've lost.
Yes, but I would like to see it challenged again because the plain language of the Constitution says only the Congress can coin money.
Wait a second.
It can't let somebody else print money.
The Federal Reserve, you're saying the Federal Reserve then has what's called sovereign immunity. The Federal Reserve is a bank. It's not part of the U.S. government. The Federal Reserve likes to say it is independent for the U.S. government. So why does the Federal Reserve have sovereign immunity where no one can sue it?
Well, it doesn't have sovereign immunity, and it can be sued. In fact, our boss, Kevin McGee, sued. The case is called McGee versus the Federal Reserve Bank. He sued on behalf of Fox Business, and we obtained documents that the Federal Reserve...
I mean about printing money.
The Federal Reserve is not immune from suit. The Supreme Court has the discretion not to hear the lawsuit, perhaps because they might be inclined to rule in a way that would have a tremendous upheaval on the American economy.
I see.
A member of the Supreme Court, whose name I can't tell you, has told me that those old cases authorizing the printing of money were wrongfully decided.
Here's your opportunity.
That person is still on the court today.
You know, this could be Napolitano versus whoever.
Well,
everybody.
The Constitution requires standing, requires that your ox be gored, so to speak, different from everyone else's. Otherwise, the government could get nothing done because people would sue the government all the time.
So the Federal Reserve is the government?
It depends who you ask.
Right.
For purposes of lawsuit, the Federal Government, the Federal Reserve is the government. For purposes of what they do with the money they earn,
well, they want to have it every which
You know what's going to happen now? We're going to get thousands of emails. So, don't you know who owns the Federal Reserve? Who owns the Federal Reserve Bank? Who owns it?
Would you permit me to get back to where we started?
You got 20 seconds.
Britain was right not to go to the euro. Absolutely correct.
Yeah, but not for constitutional grounds.
No, for economic grounds, because I think there's a tremendous impulse. There's a tremendous impulse in Germany right now.
God bless Margaret Thatcher.
To get out of the euro.
Yes, God bless Margaret Thatcher.
Yes.
She was a wonderful lady.
Remember that song from the musical, God Bless You, Maggie Thatcher? They were ridiculing her, but...
We'll give you an extra 30 seconds if you go through that one. Judge, you're all right.
The top hat that came?
Yeah, he does.
And some earplugs.
And a soft shoe.
I want to see his black robes and the wig. I got to see it.